Hi folks, how you doing? This is Iqbal with NVIDIA Daily Analysis. In this video, we will discuss NVIDIA stock price movement for today and try to make an assessment for rest of the week using technical charts, fundamentals, and historical data analysis. We'll also take a look forward PE and other AI stocks. Now, let's get started. You see NVIDIA stock chart for today on your screen. Nvidia opened at 122.78. It made a high 124.69. It made a low 122.10 and it closed at 122.59. That is 0.77% down. So after going about 4.7% up yesterday, it made a little correction today. And this is not a surprise to me because, in my opinion, there is further room for more correction for Nvidia before the earnings. If you take a look last 6 months of data, it shows that Nvidia went up about 104%. In last few weeks, we see some correction happening, and you can also notice that more room for correction is still there. And also, I started seeing some analysts talking about the major drop or correction is coming in the stock market. I tend to disagree with that because, in my opinion, we are expecting a rate cut in Q3 or Q4 because inflation is expected to go further down, and that should open up economy further. That will give an opportunity for companies to increase their profit margin. A small correction or adjustment in the overall stock market price is possible, but not the major drop. Major drop means like 20 or 25% drop at least. Let's take a look S&P chart and it will make more sense when I talk. You see that in last 1 year S&P the uptrend, and you also notice that sometime in April 2024 we saw some correction happen, right? From here to here, that is from October 2023 through April 2024, we see the market went up and some correction, and again after April we saw the similar behavior, market went up, and we start seeing some correction happening in the overall market. So I expect the same behavior like we observed sometime here, probably about few more percentages correction is due, but I'm not expecting a major drop gonna happen. If you take a look at today's movement of S&P, Dow Jones and Nasdaq, you see no clear direction for today. You see S&P started going up and then went down and then up and then down, right? And similar behavior you will see Nasdaq and Dow Jones. You see Nasdaq also 0.057% down, but there was no clear direction. And also Dow Jones 0.14% down. You see ups and down. And this tells that we cannot conclude that this is the start of the major drop. And regarding my positions, I did not buy or sell any Nvidia or other AI stock in last few days. I still have Nvidia bought at 126 and some bought at 120. As you know, SMCI I bought around 890 and 820 sometime last week. At this point, I am at loss on both Nvidia and SMCI, but I'm not too much worried because I think that they should recover before the earnings. Now, let's take a look forward PE for NVIDIA, SMCI, AMD, and Palantir and try to make further assessment. NVIDIA forward PE at this point is at 42.83, is significantly down when it compared to the last 6 weeks of average. So NVIDIA forward PE is moving between 40 and 50. And in my opinion, if it goes below 40, that makes NVIDIA a very attractive buy. And if it goes above 50, it makes NVIDIA a very risky buy. So in next weeks or so, I still think that NVIDIA will be moving between 40 and 50 forward PE. Palantir at this point is 87.3, much higher than the last 6 weeks of average. And SMCI at this point is 25.09, that is much lower than the last 6 weeks of average. And the last 6 weeks of average probably about 28 or 27. So that also makes SMCI a very good buy if it goes below 25. and that translates to a stock price of 780. Yes, there is still some potential for Nvidia and SMCI to go further down, but in the longer term, in my opinion, if we buy at this price and when Nvidia and SMCI bounces back, that will give more profit. And that might happen before the earnings. An AMD forward P at this point is 44.38, is much lower than the last 6 weeks of average. I guess last 6 weeks of average was around 47. Now let's take a look historical price analysis for Nvidia. You see a percentage price change for Nvidia for this quarter, and this is on cumulative basis. So at this point, Nvidia is up about 27% from the last earnings announcement. By the end of the first month after the earnings, Nvidia was about 35% up, but at this point is about 26% up. So probably about 8 or 9% drop from the end of the first month. So today was the end of the second month. So as I expected yesterday and the early last week, that Nvidia should be going down or slowing down in the second month after earnings. And if we compare with the last quarter historical data, we see the similar trend. In the second month after earning, we saw some slowdown. And first month after earnings, we saw the increase in the Nvidia stock. So this quarter is behaving the similar way as we noticed in the last quarter. In the last quarter, we also observed in the third month after earnings, some upside happened on Nvidia. And that's why I say that, the third month after earnings, Nvidia should start showing some positive momentum. And this might happen anytime soon. Now let's take a look technical charts. You see 90-day hourly interval chart for Nvidia on your screen and also the Fibonacci levels. The lowest point I selected is 93.72 and the highest point is 140.56. As we noted yesterday that 117 was a good support level. So Nvidia tried to break 117 multiple times last week, but it still was not able to go further down below 117. And the upper side of 123 is a reasonably strong resistance level. So Nvidia is moving around 123 yesterday and today, but was not able to break 123.3 at this point. So if Nvidia goes down further than 117 in next few days, then the next level of support is 112. But in my opinion, Nvidia should be moving between 117 and 124 in next few days if the consolidation happens on Nvidia. Now let's take a look Bollinger Bands. I made this chart a little bigger so we can see it better. So as you see, Bollinger Bands, the gap between the upper band and the lower band started opening again. As we noted yesterday, the gap between upper and the lower band expanded. See here, but in the morning it started going down. But again in the afternoon, I saw some gaps opening. So it's similar to this behavior as we saw yesterday. So it went up and then down and then some consolidation and then again went up. So I'm expecting a similar behavior. It went up few weeks back and then went down and then again went up a little bit and then now it's consolidation mode for next few days and then probably start gaining momentum again for the upward movement. Now let's take a look at news regarding Nvidia. You see news regarding Nvidia on your screen. So if you look at all the news, I do not see anything meaningful analysis or any meaningful data that can help us predict what's going to happen in next few days or weeks. All are pretty generic news. I just want to show you this one that says Nvidia stock falls after a big tech rebound. This will drive its next move. Let's open this one. So this news is basically trying to say that the stock market rotation away from large technology companies against expectation of further strong demand for AI chips. Basically, the investors are not expecting a further jump on Nvidia and other AI stocks anytime soon, so they are moving away their money from Nvidia and AI stocks to other AI stocks. But in my opinion, this is a short term effect, and we might see a buying behavior before the earnings on Nvidia. I mean, before earnings, we might see more money getting pumped into the Nvidia stock. And the earnings season is coming, so you might see more volatility on Nvidia and other AI stocks. So next earning is Microsoft in next few days, and that will be important. Let me show you my table. So after Tesla, we have Microsoft coming on 7:30, and after that is Apple, Palantir, AMD. So next week we might see more activity regarding the earnings. That's all about news regarding Nvidia. Now let's take a look other AI stocks. You see that the highest negative change is on AMD, that is 1.20% down, and then SoundHound 0.80% down, and then Nvidia, and then SMCI. Microsoft, Apple, Palantir, Avago, and Amazon all positive today. So you see that mixed picture today. Some are positive and some are negative. So this also tells that it's not a bearish trend that started. It's some kind of correction happening in the overall market. And if you look at the economic calendar for this week, as we noted yesterday, not much data is due this week except PC index on Friday before market opens. So I will do some analysis on PC index and I will present my analysis sometime tomorrow, and that will be very helpful. I guess that's all about NVIDIA analysis for today and rest of the week. I hope you like the video. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you more tomorrow. Take care.